What's going on, world? We'd like to welcome you back to My Matchmaker podcast. This is a relationship podcast. And I have my lovely, beautiful wife with me today, my co host,
Hello.
Marilyn Maynard. And we're talking about marriage. We're talking about relationships. We're talking about everything that has to do with relationships. We're talking about divorce. We're talking about anything on any level. Never know who gonna be on our episodes. But this is a platform for people to express their thoughts, their perspectives on relationships. So what's up, Marilyn?
Nothing much. I'm just excited to be here. Married life, ministry, work,
Yeah.
all of that.
How long we been married now?
We've been married for 3 months now.
3 months.
hmm
Do it feel like 3 months?
No, it doesn't. It kind of feels like it's been longer, but at the same time, it doesn't feel like it's been that long.
You know what's hilarious when it's like people is keeping up with our marriage. Well, I know for a fact people keeping up with like how long we've been married more than I am. Like somebody came to me on Sunday was like, "Yo, I looked at the calendar. It was like, oh my God, Marilyn and Chris been married like past 90 days."
Yeah,
And I was
same with
like,
my
I was
family
like,
too.
"Oh word!" And he was like, "Yeah." He was just like mad excited. And he was like, "How you feel? Like, do it feel like that?" I'm like, "Bro, it just feel like another day. Like, I guess because I'm just in it.
hmm
I don't really see no." And my mindset is just like we here now, so we on the forever journey. So my
hmm
mindset is not really calculating days or how long we've been married, and then we just deal with like when you said marriage life. That's exactly what it is. It's just everyday life now.
hmm
Like it feel new still, but it don't feel like when we first got married. It was like, oh my God, we got married.
Yeah.
Like we married, and then like the first 30 days, I kept waking up like, and I'd be looking at you, we be laying in bed, and I'd be like, man, I'm really married. But like
Right.
now, it just feels so normal though. It just feel like, oh, just another person in my life now. Like it don't feel like that. Oh my God, I can't believe this. Cause I feel like if you stay in that mode, you would never adjust to like the everyday life stuff.
I see
Um,
what you're saying. It's like it becomes a normal in a sense.
yeah, I mean, cause people say like, well, y'all in honeymoon phase, and I get what they mean by that, but
Mm-hmm.
like even like honeymoon phase to me is like that exciting part of like, oh
Mm-hmm.
my God, I can't believe I'm married. And then you have just this superficial perspective of what marriage is.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you actually get into it and you like start just really seeing this person for the person they really is,
Yeah.
and
Yes.
and,
Yes.
and you just having regular and there's no more of the cute conversations or the conversation to win you over. It's just like regular
Right.
conversations and it's farts and it's
No, you didn't say that. I would have like, okay,
and
okay.
it's
I guess
yeah,
we're gonna be
it,
wrong.
it's
Okay, there
marriage
we
life.
are.
Yeah,
There we
it's
go.
farts and
Okay.
it's burps and it's and it's just laying on the couch for no reason. You like, yo, what are you doing? You like, why you bothering me? I'm laying here. And so it's kind of like all the raw stuff start coming out, and then you get to that phase, and it's just like, yeah, it's like, but I do have this expectation every day I come home. It's like, yeah, I'm gonna see my wife today, but it just I don't know what version of my wife I'm gonna see. where like in the beginning you would think like, oh, I'm gonna see the best version, like she gonna be this person. Where I'm sure you think like that, like I'm gonna see the best version of my husband when I get home, and then you come home, I just might just on the couch with the cover over my head, like, and you like, yo,
Oh no, I don't think. I get what you're saying, but
yeah,
I don't be coming home thinking like, oh, this is how he's gonna be. No, I think what I do expect or am thinking is, I'm sure he's probably tired. You are so busy, so I'm just like, I'm sure he's probably just tired, trying to recuperate, trying to relax. So that is in the back of my mind, like, okay,
like for example,
yeah,
like I don't be, if you home and I ain't home, I don't be sitting there expecting when I get home. Oh, she just got a hot dinner ready for me, and I'm gonna come in. She gonna rub my back and ask me how I'm like. And you would think when you get married, like your wife is gonna be cooking it up in the house, and it's just gonna be uh Snow White singing in the house and birds gonna be on the windowsill. Yeah. And then you come home and just see your wife just on the couch, leg in the air, mouth open with the cover on. You like, oh, okay.
I think that's real, but you know what? I think the thing about marriage is that you get to see all of those different versions, like you said.
Yeah.
So there are moments, and you could attest, you could say amen, or let the crowd know if this is true or not. But there are times where you come home, it's like you smell the food and all that type of
Oh yeah,
stuff,
no, for sure, for sure. I ain't saying you
And
don't do it, but I'm
yeah,
saying like when I talk to people like before marriage, or if I talk to older couples, and they try to give you this perspective, or what a wife's supposed to be doing, or what a husband's supposed to be doing, and me personally, I feel like if I hold on to these perspectives or expectations, then it's gonna be times where I'm gonna be upset because this is not the reality. And it's literally impossible for it to be that reality. Like you said, you leave out the house 7 in the morning and sometimes don't get home till 9 in the morning. I leave out the house same
or that.
time with you at the same time. Sometimes we don't get home till 9, 10 o'clock. And so, and the best way I think we have figured out is do things in advance. So instead of like trying to have a hot meal ready for the day of, like,
Mm-hmm.
plan for the week.
Right.
Um, and it's just a lot because for me personally is you try to, it's one thing to try to hold up this marriage fantasy, and then it's easier to deal with marriage when you start dealing with the real life of marriage life, because what you don't realize is it's a side of you that's changing and that's extremely uncomfortable with the fact that, like, you got to see this person every day. Cause you're naturally like, okay, yeah, I seen you, and it's like, when you gonna go home? And then it's like, oh, that person not going home, or or you get
Or
like, or I'm just gonna say, or I get like in my thoughts,
uh-huh.
and it's like, yeah, like, it's nothing against you, but like, let me figure my thoughts out. And
Mm-hmm.
then you just like in my face, like, and it's like, all right, I gotta figure out how to figure this side of me out.
Mm-hmm. Because you're no longer by
Yeah,
yourself.
in this season. And so, and again, it ain't nothing against you or
Mm-hmm.
nothing offensive, but I just think it's the naturalness of who I've been for so long.
Mm-hmm.
And so, and I remember you was talking about this other day, and I said trying to figure out who the husband me is
Mm-hmm.
while dealing with the previous me. And that's
Mm-hmm.
a journey within itself that I believe it's more of a personal journey and a personal experience, more so than a marriage experience holistically, because the more I can figure this out, the more I'm better as a husband in my marriage. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because again, it could easily turn into pressure, depression, feeling like I'm not good enough. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But I don't allow it to happen that way. But these are directions it can go in.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me?
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people get married and don't think about that side. They just see the fantasy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? They see hot cooked meals every single day. They
Mm-hmm.
see, the romance and all of that. And it's like, I'm just learning early on, like, okay, it's levels to this for sure.
For sure. And then I do think it's a journey of learning, like you said. And honestly, just like sitting here as we're talking during this podcast, honestly, this is like a form of us bonding. But also, honestly, I feel like this is like therapy in a sense.
Yeah.
Cause it's like it's a different environment. We're in our element, communicating with people, sharing with people, and so in my mind as you're talking, I'm sitting here thinking this is like, in a sense, like therapy for us. So this is good, but definitely prayerfully that people can, just glean from what we're sharing. And yeah, today I see the word we're being very raw, which I actually thought about this beforehand. I'm like, yeah, this is probably going to be
Oh no,
one of
I
those
mean,
raw
just
episodes.
it's cool though, cause like again, I just think people have this false narrative. Uh, for example, when we first got married, like literally first 30 days,
Mm-hmm.
people be like, "Well, how's marriage life?" And I'm like, Yeah, it's great. What do you expect me to say? Like, it's we
Mhm.
only been married 30 days,
Mhm.
60 days. I'm supposed to be, oh, this is the worst decision I ever made in my life. Like, no. And then I'll be like, oh, it's great. Yeah, everything good. We going, we just clicking. And then people be like, oh, y'all just honeymoon phase. I like to hear this answer next year. And I'm like,
Mhm.
well, what do you want me to say? Like, what do you want me to tell you? Like, this is the
Yeah.
worst decision I ever
Yeah.
made. I was like, no, it's the best decision I ever made. But if you ask me this question, like literally now I've only been married 3 months. You ask me this question now, well, how's marriage life? And it's still great. Like my answer don't change, but now I can literally give you details about what's great. And even if when I see the flaws, if you can say is any flaws, I don't see flaws in our marriage or I don't see the flaws in you. I always see in me first. I look at myself first
Mhm.
because I believe that the better I am, then the better we are. And I believe the better that
Mhm.
you are,
Mhm.
the better we are. And so I don't think it's my job to nitpick the flaws. I do think it's my job to expose areas to you that I
Mhm.
believe you may be lacking
For
in, that
sure.
you're overlooking,
Mhm.
in a respectful manner. But I also understand that we two flawed human beings, so
Mhm.
it's like stuff I see flaws just in general. I see something, and again, it's just a level of being mature and being married. Where maybe if we wasn't married and I'd have seen it, I'd been like, yeah,
Or reacted a different way
yeah,
or delivered it a different way. You probably
yeah,
didn't have you wouldn't probably care to have as much tact maybe in your delivery
yeah,
or how
yeah.
you approached it. But that's important, even in marriage, because again, like we're no longer by ourselves. So it's like you definitely have to be considerate of the other person. And I will say being considerate of their feelings also. I do think that it's important to call out those things that are wrong. You know, when we're wrong, when we're off about something, it's important to be honest about that and call it out. But you know, it's a team, so it's like where you understand the strengths and the weaknesses of that person. Maybe and you do this, you know, it's certain things like that you'll say to me, you might wait to say it, or you might wait for a perfect time, or you might say it to me in a certain way. And then I think same with me, just learning your personality, learning how you process and all of that is certain ways, or maybe even certain times that I might come to you about something.
Mm-hmm.
So I think in marriage, what I have learned so far is just you have to learn your person and just move forward accordingly. Like
Mm-hmm.
work as a team, do what's best that will keep you all moving forward, like most efficiently, most harmoniously. You
Mm-hmm.
know. Yeah.
And something funny I'm gonna tell y'all about our relationship. I promise you, we don't argue, but we have all our weird moments, if you would say that, for the lack of better words, when we sleep. When we sleep, we have
Well,
all
not
our
all of them, but a
we,
good percentage.
we have all the moments that make you just want to get in argument phase when we sleep. It's the funniest thing
Half
ever.
sleep,
Half sleep.
just waking up,
Yeah,
about trying to go to
try to
sleep.
go to sleep or just flat out sleep, and it's the funniest thing ever. And it's so funny because sleep can be real tricky though, because you
Yes,
would
it
think a
can.
person know what they saying. They don't know nothing they saying. You remember nothing. And
Whew.
it is hilarious how that stuff be happening. But it don't bother me though. I just be laughing. I just think that's so funny though.
It be
Um,
bothering me.
no, it bother you for sure. It bother you
Ah,
for sure.
ah.
It don't bother me though, because I just know like you not cognitive enough to even understand the response, or I know like I wasn't cognitive enough, because you might just call me I might be in a battle, like in a whole
And you're
war,
in
like
a dream or something. Oh
yeah,
yeah,
in a dream, and you
yeah.
might just call me, and I might be like, get your hands off of me. And you might be like, who you talking to? Like, I'm talking to you, matey. And like, and so you just,
You ain't never said get your.
no, I
You ain't
know.
never went there,
I
but
know. I'm
like
just saying. I'm
you.
making an example. I'm saying you might just caught me at the wrong moment of the dream.
Okay.
Cause I remember, for real, I've said this story because I remember, I swear I was boxing and I was standing at my granny house and I'm asleep, and so in the dream I'm literally like in the boxing match in my dream, and my granny she's standing over me, trying to wake me up, and she got too close, and I felt her presence, and I jumped up and started swinging, and she was like, Christian, what the what the hell wrong with you, boy? I was like, don't stand over me when I'm asleep, man. I was like, that stuff was hilarious though, cause she was scared to death, and she had no teeth in it. She like, I was like, oh Lord, but yeah, that's just a quick story. But that's what I'm saying. So you just can't take uh you can't take the point I'm trying to say. You gotta be sensitive of the moment. You gotta be,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's a good word. You gotta be sensitive of the moment.
I agree.
For example, it's like if you tired and I gotta know you tired,
Mm-hmm.
and so I can't expect certain responses if you tired, or if you angry, I gotta know you angry,
Mm-hmm.
because a lot of times I do this at work all the time. Working with these guys in crisis, they come in angry, and I tell myself, like, whatever they angry about, I'm not the problem. So even if, like, I'm the solution. So even if they lash out or just a little tad bit aggressive,
Mm-hmm.
it's not because of me. It's because of whatever happened within the day or what led them here. And I learned that even being in a relationship is like, let's just say if I want to talk to you about something, you don't want to talk. I learned not to be so sensitive about it,
Mm-hmm. Or
because
take it
yeah,
personal.
it's not me that
Yeah,
that
same.
make you feel that way. It's probably something that happened at work or something. And so it be times, for example, like I might ask you a question, you might just give me a dry answer,
Mm-hmm.
and then it'd be like, all right, but I'll just wait a few hours, or I'll just let something fun happen. Maybe we laugh or we go out and do something, and then ask you the question again, and
Mm-hmm.
then now you ready to talk. And so just learning how to, it's like you gotta learn how to. Somebody asked me this. Put it what they said. They asked me this literally a few days ago. How's marriage? I said it's like taking red clay, green clay, and mushing it together,
Mm.
and trying to make one form of ball of clay
Mm.
without losing the color on both sides.
Mm.
And that's literally,
I would agree.
yeah, that's literally like how it is. It's like red clay. We use red clay and green clay, and we
Mm-hmm.
trying to both keep our color
You the red clay. I'm the
but
green
operate
clay.
as one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I be the red clay. I like
That.
red. Yeah, so, but I think that's like you said, you try to learn the person's personality,
Mm-hmm.
and I think it's good, like, learn a person's personality without um asking so many questions. I mean, asking questions is good, but because if you learn the personality without asking questions, now you can already have a counteract
Mm-hmm.
before you even get to a reaction.
I see what you're saying, but what I'm gonna say is I think that you need both.
Yeah, that's why I said you need both. I said nothing wrong
Yeah.
with asking questions,
Yeah.
but I feel like if you got to just keep asking me questions, it's like you don't know by now.
I see what you're saying, but I believe it's a balance between the two.
Yeah,
But I get what you're saying. If you have someone where it's like they're never processing the information that they're receiving and they're just asking. Right, you're right. They're not
yeah.
processing. They're not assessing what they're seeing. But yeah, I definitely think it's both. I think it's asking questions because I think it's some things that like I personally may not just outright know
Mm.
about you, or I might not know specifically how you're feeling about something, so I have to ask you because I can't read your mind. Then same with me.
I'm gonna give you a prime example. Uh, Christmas, for example, coming up,
Hmm.
and let's just say if I just surprise you on Christmas with a chemistry set.
I don't even know what that is,
You,
but
you, you see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying?
I mean it's chemistry,
It's gonna be a
but
chemistry set. It's gonna be the little glass with some mixtures, and you're gonna be like, well, why would you give me this? I'm be like, yeah, I just want to surprise you.
you didn't use any information
But
that I
but
gave you
like
if you
nothing
did.
about you said you into chemistry, you into science,
Hmm.
your life don't look like it,
Hmm.
none of that,
Hmm.
right? But it's stuff that you literally revolve around,
Uh-huh.
and so if you don't know what to get, for example, it's like, well, you know to get this, and on any day of the week, any
Yeah.
time of the year, it's gonna spark a level of excitement and love and care. If I get your
Mm-hmm.
chemistry set, you're gonna be like, oh, thank you.
But then I'd be like, so what made you get this?
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? And so it's like Christmas coming up, for example. It's like
Mm-hmm.
it's really not hard for me to add. It's really not hard for me to get you something for Christmas because I know what your world will revolve around.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes I would ask just because you may want something specific. But even when you say what you want specific, it's still within your world.
Mm-hmm.
Or like, same with me. If you just come home on Christmas and got like a car set in the house for me, like
Like a car tool set? Or,
yeah, like
okay.
like here are car models or something. And
Mm-hmm.
it's like, well, Marilyn, why would you give me that?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, Marilyn, now you know what I like for sure. Like
Mm-hmm.
like if you don't know what I like, it's one thing I like for sure. It's two things I'm gonna go crazy about for sure. It's three
Mm-hmm.
things literally, like
Uh-huh.
and and this is why I want to definitely encourage like dating couples, early on couples, is that like don't just surprise your spouse. Like nothing wrong with surprising, but like just don't surprise them if you just not sure exactly like how to surprise the person. Like it's nothing wrong with asking questions because you don't know the person.
Right.
You
That's why
literally
questions are
don't know the
important.
person.
Mm-hmm.
So no, it's definitely okay to ask questions, but then you reach a point where it's like we shouldn't have to ask. I shouldn't have to ask questions in regards to certain areas.
Right. After a certain point in time.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But it's always areas of growing. It's always areas
Yes.
like the more each day go on, months go on, years go on. It's always areas to ask questions, and I
Mm-hmm.
believe you just don't care how long we be married. We never gonna know each other
Completely.
completely.
Mm-hmm.
So it's always good to ask questions. But other areas, for example, it's just certain days of the year. Like I know, like she wants to be like treated like a lady this day. She wants to be around family this day. I know it. I don't gotta ask you what you want to do on these days.
Are you talking about holidays or just
Yeah,
on
like
any given?
holidays, like Valentine's
Oh, okay,
Day
okay.
or stuff like that. Cause I could be a little um what's the word I'm looking for? Self indulged.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll be like, man, forget that day. Like, let's go preach. But I'll be like, no, you gotta be mindful. You
Mm-hmm.
gotta be mindful of your feelings
Uh-huh.
and what you desire.
And you know what? As you were saying that, I think that you said something important. You have to be mindful. Like for me, let's say a prime example for Thanksgiving, we just went to the women's shelter and we fed them, we served them. And what's important for me as your wife is to know that flat out you're a servant. You love to serve people. You love to serve God's people. You love to give back. So it could have been selfish of me to say, it's Thanksgiving. This is our first Thanksgiving married. Why are we going to go do something like that? And I think it's important for me to be mindful to know that, hey, that's who you are. So there's a possibility that some type of ministry is going to be
Yeah,
involved on that day. And that's something that's important to you. Thank God it's important to me also. You know what I'm saying? But I think in general for couples, I think it's important to be mindful and just to know what your significant other likes, what's a part of their character, and just expect that. Like, I'm not surprised. There's no reason for me to get an attitude about it
yeah,
because when we first met, I understood this is who you are, this is a
yeah,
part of you. So I think it would have been selfish of me to get an attitude or whatever, I
yeah,
think it's natural for us to have our feelings and how we feel about things, but I think it's important that we have maturity and think about the big picture. We're in a relationship, we're married. This is who you are. I am who I am, and this is just a part of what we do, what we will be doing as a
yeah.
couple. So,
But Thanksgiving was dope too though because it wasn't just like it was me and you and some ministry partners. It was literally like my side of the family there. So even for me, it was just a sense of fulfillment because it was best of both worlds. It was like we
Mm-hmm.
still had the family experience and we still got a chance to serve people in need without missing out on that Thanksgiving first marriage experience. So it's
Mm-hmm.
like for our first Thanksgiving together, it was like we serve those who are in need. I
Mm-hmm.
think that was dope.
Mm-hmm.
But I
It
also do
was.
desire, one day to have Thanksgiving at our
Yeah,
home and
absolutely.
cook for the family.
Absolutely.
But I just be trusting the process and trusting the assignment because my mother was there, right?
Mm-hmm.
And my mother had a sense of fulfillment from that day. My father was there. He had a
Mm-hmm.
sense of fulfillment, right? Cousins and godfather, like, and everybody there had this sense of fulfillment. And so I just think overall, that's what I'm chasing after is fulfilled moments
Mm-hmm.
as a family. So for me, it ain't always about, oh, I gotta go preach today because that's who I am. So it ain't always about like, oh, I gotta go preach today. Sometimes I'm really like, okay, I can't do this engagement, or I don't want to do this because I want to take my wife on a date, or I want to spend this time with her,
Mm-hmm.
or I don't want to talk to this person and counsel this person because I'm in the house with my wife. I talk
Mm-hmm.
to them tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
You know how many phone calls I ignore it, and it's like I can't talk to this person, but I'm spending time with my wife.
Mm-hmm.
But because then what I learned is that when the Bible says ministry start first at home,
Mm-hmm.
so when I start approaching marriage as ministry, now that that desire to be fulfilled, I'm gonna get it one way or another.
Mm-hmm.
And then just trusting the process because if I believe that you will get from God, then I really believe that the blessings of the Lord maketh one rich and comes with no sorrow. So
Mm-hmm.
the more I invest in you, whether it's time, even if it's money, whether it's support, then I'm gonna reap the benefit out of it, whether it's now or later on down the line.
Mm-hmm.
So let me ask you this: Have you have you came up with a idea of who the married you are?
Hmm. Who the married me is?
And obviously, it may be a little bit too soon to
Do you mean like what I would label it like or how I would describe it?
like who is Marilyn as a wife
Mm-hmm.
versus Marilyn being single? Is it a difference? Is it a difference in behavior? Is it a difference in thinking?
Mm-hmm.
Is it a difference in character? Do you feel like you got to be more uh, soft because you have a husband, or do you feel
Mm-hmm.
like you know you got to be more vulnerable, or you afraid to be vulnerable? Stuff like that.
This is a good question. It's a loaded question. To simply answer your question, yes. Married Marilyn is different than single Marilyn. However, they're very similar. And the reason why I say that is because, first off, I think as a wife, I'm a servant. And for me, it's naturally a desire of mine to serve. So I naturally want to serve you as a wife. So I'm always thinking of, okay, what did he say that he liked to eat? You know what I'm saying? What does he enjoy eating? So on this day, I'm gonna make sure I go to the grocery store, go ahead and get this food ready. Just basically be prepared. Or I'm thinking, what is it that he said that he needed? He said he needed this, so I'm writing it down on the list. Things Chris needs. You know what I'm saying? Or just different things like that. So I'm as a wife, I'm looking for ways that I can assist you and just make your experience smoother or better. For example, with your wallet. I know
Oh
that
yeah.
with your wallet, you will always be like, man, where's my wallet? And in my head, as a wife, I'm thinking, okay, let me think of something to help him keep up with his wallet. And so I did that and I was so excited and I was like, this is just going to be such a game changer.
Yeah, you're such a grandma.
Such a game changer. And so that was just like enjoyable for me to do that, to be able to provide solutions and just help.
On a
So
side note, Marilyn surprises you with gifts that you need. Like it be beneficial though, but it just always catch me off guard because she be like, "Oh my God, I have a surprise for you." Now when people say stuff in that way, you in your head be like, "Oh, she got me some
I
shoes.
surprise you with things you like too now.
She got me some
Don't
shoes. She
be
got me. She got me
it
like
ain't
a
just
a dope hoodie." And then it be like, "Here's an electric toothbrush." You be like, "Yo." But it's cool. You be like, yo, I needed this electric toothbrush. Or it'd be like, here's a wallet with a tracker on it. And you be like, huh? Then you be sitting there like, okay. And then, like, the surprise don't hit you till later on down the line. You really realize that, oh, I really needed this. But, or you be like, I got a surprise for you. And then it'd be like, here's a more efficient brush to get the scum out of the tub. You be like, what? Why would you surprise me with that? But no, it's oh, for sure, man. I definitely appreciate it. Don't change nothing. Like it's,
no.
I ain't complaining about it. I'm just saying it because it's hilarious. Cause you do it, but it's so funny. You didn't just start doing that when we got married. You've been doing that the whole time we was courting and dating. Like I remember that one time you was like, "I got a surprise for you." And I was like, and it was so funny because I think I had just like gave the surprise to you and got you like a gift, like a gift. You was like, "Oh, I got a surprise for her." So I was like, "Oh, she got me a gift in return." And you came to my apartment with cleaning products and the little sink mat for the dishes. And I was like,
Now, why did I come over now? Because a servant, I'm like, I'm going to give the gift of helping to clean, right?
yeah.
So, yeah, that all go with the
No, it's
package.
nothing wrong with it. It's just how the delivery, because you was like, "Ooh, I got a," you said, "Ooh, I got a gift for you. I got a surprise for you." I was like,
Oh, yes, I remember
I
now.
was,
Okay, yeah,
and I
yeah,
was
yeah.
like, "Gift surprise." I said, "Oh yeah, what's up?" You know, everything in my head just made up the gift. I was like, "Ooh, she got me some shoes. She got me some jeans or something for sure. She know what I be into." And it was just like comic, brush, sink mat, and I was like, "What?" I was like, "Man, I did need this comment though, for
Uh-huh,
sure. I
uh-huh.
did need that comment."
Now, wait. So, now, let's set the record straight. I have surprised you with things that you really like.
Yeah, man, I'm not
And
taking you away
now,
from that.
the thing is, now that I have really learned what he likes, he does see more of those like gifts that he really likes. But I still do I roll up with the things that he needs. You know what I'm saying?
Man, don't change nothing.
Yeah. Oh
Just
yeah. No.
it's just,
Um.
it's just hilarious.
Yeah.
It's just hilarious how you deliver it.
Uh huh.
But I mean, that's the granny in you. It's nothing wrong with being a grandma.
You know what?
It's really not.
I accept one of the versions of me
I
as
accept
as
them
grandma.
too. Like you drive slow when the snow on the ground with your hazard lights on. You unplug the heater when you leave one room, go to another. Like it's all serious though.
Hey.
You is hilarious though because you remind me of my granny so much. But
Mm-hmm.
ain't nothing wrong with it. That's what's up. But no, is there anything else you want to say along that
Um,
topic?
I would say it's the serving. As a wife, let's take a look at more of like the mental and the spiritual thing. So I think unmarried Marilyn, I think I was like a little bit more immature with my emotions. Um, but as married Marilyn, it's like I had to mature in the area of my emotions because it's like first off you think differently, you process differently, and for me I'm like the opposite of you where you process and you need space. I need to touch, I need to feel, I need to hug, things like that. So just learning what you need. I couldn't be the same with my
Mm,
emotions, or I couldn't be the same just in how I reacted to things, or how I approached things. I had to take the mature route, because it's like I had to learn that it's not just about me anymore.
mm,
And if we want there to be unity, we want there to be cohesion and understanding and communication, I had to alter, how I operated. You know what I'm saying?
mm,
And a lot of times I would take things personal. Um, but with you, like you said, a lot of times you can't take things personal, but it's like it's understanding that it's about more than just me. Like, you have a full day that you've gone through, things you've experienced that
mm,
I may not even have learned about yet. It could be spiritual things. It's times where where you've had dreams, and it's just warfare that you're going through, and it's like at times you can't even explain that, like what you just went
mm,
through. So it's like I have to be unselfish and understand that it's certain things that you need, and it's like we have to keep this atmosphere of peace. Like,
mm,
yes, there are moments where it might be warranted for me to react a certain way or to ask about something, but I think what I have learned is that I have to be mature at moments, because the bigger picture is keeping the peace and moving forward, coming to an understanding with you
mm,
about things. And so it doesn't always call for me to confront you about something.
mm.
You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it just calls for us to have our space to process. We come together, keep that unity, and then there's a moment that presents itself where we can talk, and
Yeah,
we can move forward. But it's key. I have had to be mature and think about the bigger picture, and that is bigger than me.
yeah, for sure, for sure. So up until this point, do you feel like marriage made you better?
Yes, I do.
Yes,
I
I do.
do. I do. There is something I wanted to add. I was thinking about it today. There was something we were talking about yesterday, and basically you called out like something that I needed to do. You called out like a weak area in me, and I was thinking about that today, and I was like, you know what? I thank God that you are who you are, and you process things the way that you do, because it's what I need. Like, I couldn't just be married to any guy, like a guy
Mm,
that didn't hold me accountable, like where you're firm about certain things, and I may be like a little bit less mature in
yeah,
that area, and you're like more mature in that area. It's like you're the husband dad that's like, no, Marilyn, you need to do
yeah,
this. And as a wife, like, that's what I need.
yeah,
So, yes, it has made me better, and I'm thankful for your maturity, for your spirituality. I've said this before, but like, I know that you laugh, we giggle, you are hilarious, you play all day. Oh my gosh, but I love it. But you are also so mindful of the spiritual things, and when it's time to be mature, and when it's time to just be accountable, call things out, like
yeah,
that's who you are. So I'm thankful to God for that.
yeah, for sure. You definitely welcome. I don't know how to be no other way. I know one thing with me, like I never sugarcoated who I am. You know, like when you date, people normally get a best virgin up front, the
Mhm.
best traits of themselves. I've been me since day one.
Mhm.
So even when we got married, and right before we got married, everybody's like, things gonna change and this and that. And I was like, well, I don't necessarily think things gonna change because I never was in a position to change from. I think
Mhm.
things change naturally as you grow and mature. And me, I'm just a seeker of maturity. So even being married, like I'm not just guessing my way through this. I have conversations with people I trust, older people that I trust. I read books on marriages. I listen to podcasts about marriage. I listen to sermons
Mhm.
on marriage. It's stuff that I glean from, and I try to implement it in our marriage to see if it worked for us or not. I take advice. Um, so I'm just not guessing my way through this.
Mm-hmm.
And most importantly, like I talk to God every single. I mean, we both do. We pray every morning at the same time. For the most part. But outside of me and you praying, like I'm just literally talking to God about how do I do this thing? Like, who am I as a husband? How do I be this husband to my wife today? Like, how do I serve my wife? What do that look like?
Mm-hmm.
And every day is different. I mean, something so simple like the one day when you was like, "Well, do you want to go to the store with me?" And I was like, "No." And I was like, "You asked me if I wanted to go. No, I
Mm-hmm.
don't want to go, but I went anyway."
Mm-hmm.
Right? And so that was God showing me like it's gonna be times when you don't want to do nothing, but do it anyway because that serves her.
Mm-hmm.
You know. And it wasn't even that I didn't want to go to the store because I didn't want to be around you. I just was literally a little tired,
Mm-hmm.
and I wanted to. And it was cold that day, and I wanted to stay in the house and just chill. But I knew that like, okay, this is gonna serve you today.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I used to pray these prayers, like when we first got married, I
Mm-hmm.
thought it'd been like God be like, go buy her flowers today, or take her to dinner. This is how you serve her. But I know this is little stuff, super little stuff, or just like letting you vent about the same thing that you already done vented to me about, and it's just like, yeah, you told me this yesterday, but today I'm gonna listen to it and not complain about it because I know it's on your chest. Or like the one time when I said you don't have to feel bad about something that you already had prearranged.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to. One thing I noticed about this, what I have noticed about you is you have an explanation for everything,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like you don't have to have an explanation for everything.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes your yeses is
That
yeses
is
and
true.
your no's is no.
That is
So
true.
if somebody invite you somewhere Saturday, but you already had plans for something at that specific time, you don't have to give an explanation why you can't make it. You don't have to feel bad for not going. It's just
Mm-hmm.
like I can't come. I already had something planned, and that's the answer. Or
Mm-hmm.
if you don't want to do something, you don't have to explain it. Sometimes you'll know I don't want to do it, and that's fine. It's super fine. But you definitely, I definitely have became better in so many areas. One of the areas I'm really enjoying is I'm better in my health.
Mm-hmm.
And you call something out, one day, and you don't be like as direct as I am. You more subtle. Like you kind of say things in the midst of the conversation. It don't naturally just be like, this is what you need to do.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be like, this is what you need to do, and this is what you're not doing.
Mm-hmm.
And you would just kind of say something. And one thing that really bothered me was the one day we was talking, and he was like, hey, when you be sleeping, you don't be breathing, and you just kept saying, when you sleep, something is wrong when you sleep. And it was annoying me because you kept waking me up that day too, and you was saying it, and I was just like, man, this is annoying. Like, why is she annoying me like that? And then one day I fell asleep, and I literally woke up, and it felt like I woke up from not breathing,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, man, something got to change. And that was really one of the main things. I was like, man, I gotta get back healthy. I gotta get
Mm-hmm.
healthy.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew that was one of the main reasons because it was so funny. And it's funny how God worked because it was a resident of my job, and he like, man, ever since I've been here, man, I've been going to the doctor. I ain't never went to the doctor this much. And then they start talking about I got sleep apnea. Ain't nothing wrong with my sleeping. And I'm sitting there like, bro, you gained 50 pounds since you been here. Like that's why you keep going to the doctor. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
literally was saying that to him. And then when you told me that, the only thing came to my mind was that
Wow, it
conversation I had
clicked.
with the dude at work, and
Mm-hmm.
I was like, yeah, bro, you got to get in shape. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and then I looked at the scale, and I was just like, I don't like what I'm seeing. I looked in the
Mm-hmm.
mirror, and for the first time, was like, I don't like how I look.
Mm-hmm.
Like, cause I didn't feel good. I didn't feel good. Then I didn't
Mm-hmm.
look good, and so I started feeling discouraged, man. I ain't that ain't me. Like I don't be
Mm-hmm.
discouraged.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was the
You
one that was
fresh
like,
preacher.
yeah, I was the one like I ain't sucking in when I take pictures. Like I don't do that. And so when I start feeling like that, and I start looking like that, and I start seeing how I look, I like let me start working out.
Mm-hmm.
But and then another thing, it was just like, and I want to look good for my wife. Like
Mm-hmm.
I want my wife to feel like I'm the coldest dude that ever walked the earth.
Mhm.
Like when I want her friends or colleagues, I want your friends, colleagues. This is what my mind telling me. Like when they talk about me, they like, oh, that man fine, and
Not too
she
much.
she
Not too
picked
much.
right.
They ain't gonna get in there.
Like just like I just want them to brag so crazy. Um, and so that was another thing, but the process ain't easy. Just the mental capacity it ain't easy.
Mhm.
The eating super not easy. But I'm learning something even through my workouts. Discipline. It's like this is the discipline that's just required regularly. This is the discipline that required for marriage. I gotta say no to some things and yes to the things I need the most.
Mhm.
To the things that make sense the most. To the things that's gonna benefit me the most, and say no to the things that I want. And so it's like, for example, I gotta say no to cookies. And I love
Mhm.
cookies, especially when they come out the oven smelling so fresh and
Mhm.
delicious.
Mhm.
But it's the same thing. It's like sometimes I gotta say no to, like you said, I'm playful. Some moments I gotta say no to them playful moments and be serious. Where
Mhm.
when moments I don't think it's that serious, but it's serious to you. Or
Mhm.
sometimes I gotta say no to sitting in the house and go to the store with you. I gotta say no to this phone call. Um, and it's possible, and it's worth it in the end. But also, like even just the support that you give is crazy work. Like it's crazy. It's like I can literally see why God put us together. I can see it, and it's like now I'm more so anxious. I can't wait till this picture get painted all the way,
Mhm.
and that's
Fully
dope.
develop.
Yeah, I can't wait till
Mhm.
it develop.
Mhm.
But I think the journey is great. I encourage anybody to pursue it the right way. Like I was just talking to Byron about this, and I said it's amazing when you know we can brag about how many women we slept with, and it be like, bro, guess what? I took such and such down, or we could brag about like, oh, we was in the club, we popped 5 bottles. I
Mhm.
said, but then when we got good things going in our life, we be like mad, just nonchalant about it.
Mhm.
And it's like, no, I want to brag about the good things. Like, I'm going to brag about being married. I'm going to brag about losing weight and being healthy. I'm going to brag about serving the community. I'm going to brag
Mhm.
about
Mhm.
feeding the homeless.
Mhm.
Because these are good things that people need to know about and see about. These not things we need to be nonchalant about.
Mhm.
And so it's why we doing this podcast. It's just like, it's not us bragging, but it's more so like, I just want to show people like how exciting the journey can be.
Mhm.
Oh, last question too, cause I hate this phrase, "happy wife, happy
Happy life.
life."
Mhm. Mhm.
Like, what's your opinion on that?
Yeah. So I think that the phrase is selfish, in my opinion. The reason why is because in a marriage, it's just not a wife. Like a wife doesn't make a marriage. You need a husband and a wife. So I think if the phrase could be changed, I would say happy wife and husband, happy marriage forever then or whatever. I was trying to make it rhyme. It didn't come out quite right. But you know what I'm saying. I think it
Yeah.
takes a happy wife and a happy husband.
Yeah, you can remember that we was at church and Pat Tracy was like, man, this dude Chris is just like excited about being married. And I was like, bro, what am I supposed to be? You know how the woman be like the marriage all about him? He was like, man, dog, Chris was like the marriage about me. Like, yes, it's supposed to be about me. Like, it's supposed to be
It's
about
about us
us.
both, yeah.
Yeah, like why won't it be about me?
Mhm.
And then I'm like, dude, I'm the one who went and spent all that money on that ring.
Mhm.
I'm the one who got down on my knee in front of everybody and asked if you want to be my wife. I'm the
Mhm.
one had to have this conversation with your mama. I'm the one
And daddy.
had to tell everybody and put together this plan. So then we get engaged and now it's all about the woman. This is her wedding. And then we get married. Now it's happy wife, happy life. No, like
Yeah,
that don't
no,
make
that's
sense at all.
it's selfish.
Yeah, and it's like,
Mhm.
and then it's like, and though we practice oneness and move in oneness, we're still distinctive in character. So it's like I can't just accept happy wife, happy life. It's like
Mm-hmm.
my opinion matter, and that's one thing that will really bother me if I have an opinion, you just blow it off like
Mm-hmm.
my opinion don't matter.
Yeah.
And
It's
I'm not even
selfish.
saying my opinion has to be right,
Mm-hmm.
but acknowledge the fact that I have an opinion,
Absolutely.
and that's something that would extremely bother me. Like
Mm-hmm.
I don't like that at all.
That'll bother me too.
Right? Like
I can't even hear the next sentence you say
yeah, me either. Like
if
I
you
would
don't.
yeah, I would completely shut down. Like
Yeah.
if you just ignore the fact that
Yeah.
I spoke about this,
Mm-hmm.
and so it's like at least acknowledge the fact that even if you don't agree,
Mm-hmm.
but acknowledge the fact that okay, I see where you're coming from.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And then we can healthily agree to disagree. And so, no, that's it though. We gonna end on that note. I think it was a great conversation, and I
Yeah.
like direction. I got a vision for what we gonna be doing moving forward, and I'm excited for the direction we going in. And we gonna have more merch. We see you got God our Matchmaker hoodies. We gonna have T-shirts. We gonna have all type of stuff. We just gonna grow this thing the right way. Have more guests, more in depth conversations. But please, just keep up with us on our social media sites. Mine's is Fresh Preacher, Facebook, Chris Maynard, Fresh Preacher, everywhere else. What's your social site?
Mine is Marilyn Maynard. Marilyn Maynard Music. So Marilyn Maynard Music on Instagram, and then Marilyn Maynard on Facebook. But we're gonna get a handle for the
Yeah, we're gonna
show.
get a handle for the
Yes.
podcast. But I hope you all enjoyed the conversation, enjoyed a little glimpse into our life.
Yes. Yes.
And again, this is the best decision that I've ever made,
Amen.
and
Same.
it has made me better, and I'm excited about the direction that we're going in, that we're going to continue to grow in. Amen. So you guys be blessed. Thank you all.
See you next time.